Hello, and welcome to Season 1, Race 13 of my F1 2021 My Team Career Mode. And we are here in Sochi for the Russian Grand Prix. It lists us as qualifying P7, though we took all new components on our engine, so we will be starting dead last on the grid. Though an interesting qualifying result as a whole. Hamilton on pole, but for most of the qualifying lap, when looking through the ghost car for the pole sitter, the Ferraris were pretty much battling for the pole, pretty much until the final corner when Hamilton snuck it away from him. But yeah, Leclerc and Sainz are looking very strong this weekend. And in terms of the rest of the running order, my teammate is down in P20, which will be P19 when I take my penalty. Yeah, it should be an interesting race. It should be interesting to see how the Ferraris do anyway, given how well they qualified. And again, they could both have grid penalties and they could be dropping to the back as well, but we'll soon find that out.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that. How's your grid penalty going to affect your strategy going into the race? Are you happy with your performance today? Is there anything that you think gave you the edge over your rivals? Appreciate your time.
You actually have a ton of resource points now. So I will be looking to spend some of those. Thoroughly trounced them. In qualifying. But we'll take a look at that when we get to our facility here.
Unfortunately, we've picked up some grid penalties, and we'll be starting further back than you expect. As for how bad it is, that'll depend on what the other drivers get.
Of course, the weather, not much of concern. Let's go to durability. I think we can finally purchase this one here. Or not, because I guess our department capacity is just 1, which is really annoying. I might go for a barge board. I guess we'll leave it there for now. So that adds one that will be coming in October. Progress history, see we are continuing our march upward, which is good. Yeah, so it's going to be a last to question mark challenge. See where we can get up to from last place on the grid. So let's go to the Russian Grand Prix.
Welcome one and all to today's Grand Prix here in southern Russia. A beautiful location besides the Black Sea, and a race that has historically been dominated by the Silver Arrows. Mercedes have won here 6 times since the first race in 2014. Can someone else muscle in on that record here today? It's time to go racing then in the Sochi Autodrome, where the long run down to the heavy braking zone at turn 2 is one of 2 DRS zones around this 3.6 mile circuit. The other, of course, down into turn 13. 18 corners make up a lap here today, with an average speed somewhere in the region of 130 miles an hour. Now, Anthony Davidson, I wonder, might we be in for some early pit stops today from the midfield teams, all trying to put some pressure on or disrupting things for the leaders up front?
If you're in the middle of the pack, you got your own race to run, I don't think they're going to be thinking about causing trouble up front. However, closer to the head of the pack, don't be surprised to see some split strategies. If you're running second and third, for example, bringing one car in for an undercut while leaving the other one out there longer can put a lot of pressure on the leader and maybe force them into an error.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Tsunoda, Verstappen, Lando Norris and Perez, Bottas, Stroll, Gasly and Daniel Ricciardo. Sainz, they've taken a grid penalty. Vettel, Kimi Raikkonen and Giovinazzi. Mazepin, Fernando Alonso, George Russell and Esteban Ocon. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Latifi, Mick Schumacher, they've taken a grid penalty. Joe and the owner driver. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
Alright, so a bunch of people took penalties, including Guan Yu Zhou, so both of us are starting on the last row of the grid. So it should be interesting to see if our teammate can do anything, and my guess would be no, but hey, you never know, stranger things have happened.
Everything looks good on the power unit cycle, so let's concentrate on bringing tyres and brakes up to temperature. The drivers we're racing are Joe and Schumacher.
At least the good news is that we do not have to worry about getting swamped at the start from behind.
Radar is clear, weather is looking good for now. Dries seem like the best tyre for now. Conditions look stable at the moment. No rain currently expected.
And I guess I'll just say that while in real life a lot of people don't like Sochi as a real life Grand Prix, I do not mind driving the track in the game. Though again, I totally recognize the reasons why people hate it and want to move away from it. Alright, here we go. 5 red lights for the Russian Grand Prix. And we're underway. Just want to... Alright, let's see what we can do in turn 1 here. Or, actually, it's technically turn 2. Ooh. Schumacher, I did not expect him to dive into me that abruptly. Meanwhile, we'll see what's going on here. Ooh, Bottas, or not Bottas, Hamilton did not get a good start, and Yuki Tsunoda is gonna get a big run as Charles Leclerc will lead the Russian Grand Prix. Let's go to right about here. Thank you very much for all of those spots. We're up to P13. Kimi Räikkönen and Nikita Mazepin behind me. Inside of Carlos Sainz. She could have, I think I could have taken that turn back there a little bit better on that overtake of Sainz. Gasly and Ricciardo battling ahead of us. Ricciardo looking to make the move for 9th place. Ooh, that was very close. Just to be sure. I take a better break into the corner. So Ricciardo's on the outside. And just as he gets moved on to Gasly, so do we. And we are now into the points.
You're in the top 10 now. Keep it up.
Of course, don't forget we have a fresh power unit in this car. And for the sake of the rivalry, I prefer to get by Ricciardo sooner rather than later. And there you go. By Ricciardo into 9th place.
Okay, good work. Great pass.
Meanwhile, there's a big kerfuffle ahead of us, as Leclerc and the 2 Mercedes have gotten away from Verstappen and Lando Norris, who are battling for position. I have to say, Valtteri Bottas is doing pretty well in an AlphaTauri, all things considered. I mean, he did have an engine failure last time out in Italy in his first race for the AlphaTauri team, but still did fairly well, or was doing fairly well up until he was forced to retire. And that battling with Norris and Verstappen is bunched up this group of cars here and is being very helpful to us as Lance Stroll, we're going to make a move on him. Make a move for 8th place. Try to make a move on Bottas for 7th. Couldn't quite get it that time. Oh, here comes Stroll back again.
DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Norris and Perez battling.
Behind is
Not Norris and
dropping
Perez,
back.
Norris
We're
and
seeing the
Verstappen
gap
battling
form.
again. As we go to the inside of Bottas, off of 2. Still there. Bottas, fair play to him, he's holding his line. Ooh, we're gonna just get him right there. For 7th place. As we catch up to the Red Bulls. And the McLaren of Lando Norris. As I believe Yuki Tsunoda has gotten by Charles Leclerc and is now the leader of the Russian Grand Prix. Do a quick save. Because again, I now have a fresh motor in the car. Still, this is really a dream start coming from last on the grid. It's where we are right now. Top on Perez. We get the job done. We are into P6 from last on the grid. Looks like we're just out of Verstappen's DRS range, which means Perez is going to be on us here very quickly.
P6, we have P6. Verstappen is ahead of you. Okay, gap ahead is 1.3 seconds. They're on old softs. Perez is behind you. The gap is less than a second. They're on old softs. Okay, gap to leader, 7.0 seconds.
Oh, here comes Perez to the inside to retake P6. We're going to stick it on the outside and squeeze him out just a little bit. And we maintain the spot. Check the pit window. Lap 11 is what they say we're going to pit. Now I'm going to try to do what I've done in previous races. I'm going to try for an undercut. Come in a lap early, so that'd be lap 10. See if that can either help us or not, I guess. So we are really pulling away from Perez now. Now 1.4 seconds ahead. I don't know, Perez has damage perhaps? Perez is coming to pit road, so he must have gotten some sort of damage. I imagine he'll put on. I think he'll just put on a set of hard tires and go to the end of the race from here. I would imagine. But let's see for ourselves. Oh, they're putting him on soft tires. I don't know why they're doing that. Just stick on hard tires and go to the end of the race. It'll be slower, but yeah, I don't get that. I don't get that move.
Our gap to the car in front is 2.6 seconds. We're leading our teammate by 12.4 seconds. Be careful, we think you're going to start losing some tyre grip around now. Approaching the pit window, you'll be on the mediums. You're losing a small amount of time to the car behind. Keep pushing. We're sat in 6th. Verstappen ahead. The gap to the car ahead is 3.6 seconds. They're on old softs. Stroll behind. The gap to the car behind is 1.1 seconds. They're on old softs. The distance to the leader is 12.3 seconds. Your pit window opens next lap. 18 laps to go. Right, come in at the end of this lap. Affirmative. Medium tyres at the next stop.
All right. We will be making the move to come in a lap early. See if we can get the undercut. And what we can do from there. Seeing if that truly helps us, or maybe quite not as much. Guess we will see.
Okay, we can take you this lap.
And meanwhile, Hamilton has finally gotten by Leclerc for P2 after being stuck behind him for what felt like an eternity. So we are the first of the front runners to come in for a pit stop. Aside from Sergio Perez, who pitted for... Uh-oh. Somebody's got a problem ahead of us. Let's see if we can suss that out. Oh, it was the McLaren? Oh, there's an accident! Let's see what happened here. So this is Daniel Ricciardo. Oh, he had something go wrong on his car, and then he just pulled up right in front of Carlos Sainz, and Carlos Sainz is out of the Grand Prix. I have no idea what happened there.
Complete, go now.
And now the safety car is out.
Okay, some information on signs. They've got a serious car issue. It looks like they're retiring. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
Are we stuck behind the safety car now? Oh. Okay, go by, Perez. Come on, go by, come on. I think Ricardo's out of the race as well. I just saw him parked up there. If there's Ricardo, so he had an engine failure, and Sainz just ran into the back of him. Now Esteban Ocon's out of the race. What happened to him? He's parked up alongside the track. Did he also have an engine failure? Yeah, he had an engine failure as well. So in like a split second, 3 cars have totally dropped out of the race. Now I have no idea
Drop your speed. Our delta is too low.
where this is going to put us
Slow your pace
in
immediately.
terms of running position. I think we're going to lose out, unfortunately. So Hamilton's going to get held up here by Leclerc, or by Tsunoda, his teammate, which is not going to be helpful to him. That is for sure. It's going to be a mess on pit road, I feel. Let's take a look. Further up the running order.
Okay, slow down, slow down. Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast. Reduce your pace.
Yeah, so Hamilton's definitely lost a spot to Lando Norris. So let's see where we come out, because not everyone's pitting here.
Right, pick up the pace a touch, please. We need to close to within 10 car lengths of the car ahead.
Okay, so I'm not entirely sure how this is going to play out, because we got Guan Yu Zhou stayed out for some reason, as did Lance Stroll. No, actually he pitted. As did Nicholas Latifi. As did Sergio Perez. And I guess we're just waiting at this point for the rest of the pack to catch up to the back of the field. As I nearly run into the back of Valtteri Bottas. We're going to go around for one more lap. So, running order as it stands, Yuki Tsunoda is the leader, Leclerc is in second, Lando Norris, because of the double stack from Mercedes, is going to jump Hamilton for third. Verstappen is right behind him in fifth. And then you got Guan Yu Zhou and Nicholas Latifi, who have not stopped yet, who will need to stop, so we will gain 2 spots for free. And then Perez, we need to stop again as well, so we will get by him. So essentially, we will be in a net P8 on the grid once those guys come down pit road. So we ended up losing. I think we were running 6th when we pitted. So we are going to lose 2 spots. So we lost 2 spots in that sequence, but we're still going to be in the points when it's all said and done. So a loss for sure, but it could have been worse. We could be behind a lot more guys when we are, in fact, not behind a lot of guys who were behind us previously. You know what I'm trying to say. So at this point, it's just a race to the end, and we're just gonna wait and see if we can get higher than P8. I don't know why. I could get why Nicholas Latifi didn't pit if George Russell was already in front of him and he dove into the pits. I do not understand why Guan Yu Zhou did not pit. Because now at this point, his best potential result is going to be 17th. So I don't know why. Again, I have no idea why he did not pit there. I pitted the lap before, pit road was
Let's
open.
get ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap. When the field accelerates, remember, there is no overtaking until the green flags. Safety car in this lap.
He was totally free to make that move, and he didn't. And Yuki Tsunoda is going to be the control car here as the safety car dives into the pits. So he's gone.
Green flag. Green flag. We're racing again.
Oh, and I completely cut the corner. Anticipating Bottas completely cutting the corner, trying to keep from running into the back of him. And here we go. We're in the slipstream of Bottas, but he's in the slipstream of Perez. Let's see if we can do anything going into turn 2. Ooh, we're gonna get a big dive. We're gonna... that could have been a little bit smoother. Smoother? Smoother. I think Perez had a lockup going into turn 2. Now he and Stroll are getting held up by the Williams of Nicholas Latifi. As Stroll looks to the inside of Latifi, we're going to get to the inside of Sergio Perez, sort of, kind of. Perez, I'm on your inside. I don't know why you're turning in there. That's on you, Perez. You deserve to be spun out. That tomfoolery, you deserve to be spun out. But there we go. Latifi, you can't block me that low. Jeez Louise. Latifi, what are you doing, man?
You're into P8. You've taken P8.
Let's see if Guan Yu Zhou can help me get by Lance Stroll here. Or is Stroll just gonna blow by him? Ooh, braking late. On the inside of Stroll. We are going to get the position. Thank you, Guan Yu Zhou. You helped me get back to where I was originally. So we are now back to where we were before the safety car.
Guan Yu is coming in for his stop.
And Perez is coming in again. Let's see, is he doing another front wing change? Nope, just a regular pit stop for mediums. It looks like we are going to be battling Lance Stroll for the rest of the race in the Aston Martin. Meanwhile, in front of us, Hamilton's going to be under attack from Max Verstappen.
DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled.
Oh, Lance Stroll has DRS, and here he comes in the Aston Martin. Going to push him low. We're going to have position into the corner, and we will maintain that position. And I think Verstappen managed to get by Lewis Hamilton for P4. So not the best day for Lewis, that's for sure. And pretty... Oh, do not want to do that. Just trying to check the race director. Everyone's on mediums, so we all should be good to go to the end of the race.
Gap to car in front is 2.1 seconds. We're catching the car ahead, but be aware that these tyres need to last till the end of the race.
Meanwhile,
The car behind is dropping back by about 0.3 a lap.
we have now gotten into the DRS range of Lewis Hamilton, who... And I don't know if he's got some sort of issue on his car, but... we have caught him. We can get Hamilton for P5 here. That would be wonderful. Oh, here we go. Hamilton has no defense. I gotta take that corner a little bit better. Oh, jeez. That could have been definitely better. Now trying to defend from Hamilton. Seem to have found some life again in that Mercedes.
Okay, gap ahead is 4.0 seconds.
That was not a good corner. Not a good corner. Stroll and Hamilton going side by side. Stroll locks it up. They're still... Looks like they're still going at it.
Our gap to the car in front
Yep,
is
they are. They're still going side by side. And Stroll's going to win out over Lewis Hamilton. We're just outside of Stroll's DRS range.
5 laps of fuel remaining. No issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them. Keep managing your tyres. Manage your tyres. The gap to the car ahead is 5.5 seconds.
Here comes Lance Stroll. He's gotten back to within our DRS range.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
It's all about a good defense from here on out. Final lap coming up here, unless anything happens to him. Yuki Tsunoda is going to win his first Grand Prix for Mercedes.
This is your final lap of the race.
Push Stroll all the way down the track. Oh no! Didn't intend for that to happen. That's it, so close on that corner. Here comes Stroll again. Quick pass. It's alongside. We hold steady. As Yuki Tsunoda wins the Russian Grand Prix for Mercedes in a sentence that I did not think I would be saying in Season 1 of this career mode. Lando Norris will get second, Charles Leclerc will get third, Max Verstappen will get fourth, and we will bring it home for P5 after starting dead last on the grid.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Driver of the day, pretty easy.
And Mercedes have pulled off a great victory here today. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Without a doubt, the safety car changed everything today. The key to their success was keeping calm and reacting to the situation quickly. We've seen teams in the past throw away wins because they were too hesitant, but here they were decisive, and that's allowed them to take the advantage.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today.
Tsunoda might be one of the shortest race winners in history in terms of height. So he is a pretty short driver.
So let's review the updated driver standings. Not the result our points leader wanted, but it certainly makes things interesting going forward. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
I'm going to give it to the owner-driver today. They pushed and found some fantastic performance. It was just a pleasure to watch.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
So that was the Russian Grand Prix. Still hold fourth in the constructor standings, though I think Ferrari probably gained a little bit on us, with Leclerc finishing in P2, or P3 I should say. And Red Bull and McLaren is getting pretty close. McLaren is not that far behind. Driver standings wise, still a little ways to go for a certain Max Verstappen if he has any hope of catching Lewis Hamilton for the championship. Though, Lando Norris did move to P3, and Bottas is in P4, and I presume that Bottas will continue to sort of slowly tumble. I mean, he did accumulate points, but I presume he'll slowly tumble down the grid as the season goes on. Though, I guess to be fair, he is in an AlphaTauri that's, they are, what are they? They're 6th in the constructor standings. Out of the 11 teams, they have a decent car, and Bottas is a decent driver. And he has a fair amount of points, so aside from Yuki Tsunoda, maybe everyone else maybe won't be able to catch him, I guess. We'll see. But, yeah, definitely interesting point in the championship. In terms of that, there you go. I actually do not remember or know if we have another quick turnaround for a race weekend, or if we have a little bit, I guess we'll find out when we get back to the factory.
The fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy. How do you feel these grid penalties are affecting the sport?
I can't answer that question.
Your team must be ecstatic with how you're performing.
Oh, shut up. Shut up. And it's okay, I answered the appropriate amount of questions anyway, so we should be fine. For our bonus money for the sponsors. So we get a little bit closer to level 15 acclaim to get another sponsor on the car. $22.5K base payout. Yeah, it's looking pretty good on the money front. So we head to the team headquarters. We have was it Singapore, Japan, Mexico, the US, Brazil, Abu Dhabi, and Austria. So it is a shorter time frame to the next race, which is Singapore. Actually, let me check the schedule. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we have 7 races left. We have Singapore, Japan, United States, Mexico, Brazil, Australia, and then Abu Dhabi. So that's what we got left. 7 races. Department-wise, everyone's high morale, acceptability, which is normal. Activities. Let's go on to Joe's focus right now. I guess he can boost his focus a little bit more. In the meantime, I could probably get another driver perk. Get more media coaching.
Okay, we've had the new parts come through the fabrication process. We'll have
That's
them with us
good.
for the next Grand Prix.
Get more stuff on the car. I think we can actually go in here and get some more stuff in the R&D. But I think we can hold off until the next race. So that is it for the Russian Grand Prix. I'll see you next time when we go to Singapore for the Singapore Grand Prix.